Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel, you lucky son of a bitch. Yes, we have another episode. We've only done, I think, one of these episodes, lucky son of a bitch. Basically, it is a AFK for the win, but we've renamed it because it's a much better name, don't you agree? Lucky son of a bitch. Now, what we're going to have here is just players that get extremely lucky, usually because of an AFK on the enemy team or on their team, and they end up losing the game, or they could win the game because the AFK could take the attention of the other team, and therefore you could farm damage. But we'll see. So far this game we have, or this battle, we have the Panther 8.8, not a tank that you regularly see have a decent game. It's okay, not too bad, but I wouldn't go out there and choose it if I didn't have to. Has decent DPM. Armor profile is hit and miss, really. The front plate, I mean, it's a Panther 2 kind of tank, but it does have nice DPM. So this guy, he's going to get very freaking lucky. As you can see, there's one tank down already, and they are bottom tier. I mean, there's only 2 tier 9s. One of his tier 9s is already dead on his team, and the Leopard PTA on the enemy team is also about to die. So 1300 damage at the moment. He unfortunately doesn't get the kill there on the Leopard. The T-54 does, and there goes the Tiger. So it's now a 5 versus 6. Now his teammate here, the T-54, is about to die, but he does manage to save him for the time being and get his first kill to bring it now down to a 5 versus 5. The Persian does take out the T-54, so he is alone around this side of the map against him. He has the hit points over him, and of course he does have that DPM as well. If he can get a high roll now, or even a little ram and a shot, he should be able to kill him. So he goes for the shot and then he goes for the ram, so he doesn't lose too many hit points against this guy, but only having now 583 hit points, and it's a 4 versus 4. Now 3 of the tanks on the enemy team are all around that area. Of course there is one tank missing, and of course his 3 teammates are around that area as well. So he needs to use that mobility. He needs to get around these tanks as quick as possible because his team are started to bleed hit points. Now he does get behind the VK168, but unfortunately doesn't stay there for long, so he now has to go even further forward, and there goes the WZ121 GFT. So he's one of his team is very low hit points, but there is still a full hit point VK168, so he needs to use that to his advantage, sort of stay back a bit and just farm whilst they are shooting his teammate, because he does have the hit points. Now the VK168 on the enemy team does get a shot just as he's running away, so he's now only on 129 hit points. Not a lot of hit points when it's a 2 versus 4. So as I've said, he's just going to go around this building here as a bit of cover, so no one can shoot him. So obviously no one's going to really come to look for him. They're going to shoot the tanks that they can actually see, which is the 168. Now if I was one of the other team, I would ignore the 168 and try to clear this guy, but I think that a little bit overconfident. They're like, yeah, it's a 4 versus 2, we should have this no problem whatsoever. But of course the 168 has a lot of hit points, 2000 hit points in fact, so he's staying alive a lot longer than they really hoped that he would stay alive. So he is now started to bleed hit points. The J Panther now is down to a 1 shot. One VK168 is a 2 shot, potentially a 1 shot, and the other 168 is still sort of 1000 hit points almost. So now he's on 3.3k damage, so he's done a decent job. I mean, he's done a really good job in staying alive, but when it's a 1 versus 3 and he's only on sort of 100 hit points and the enemy are winning on supremacy points, this is a massive ask. I mean, no one ever should be winning this game unless you was the one that had that hit points, that supremacy points, and you run away against these tanks, then maybe. But in his situation now against these tanks, he should not be winning unless he gets really lucky, unless he's a lucky son of a bitch. So oh, hello, there's an IS-3. There's a full hit point IS-3, 1900 hit points. Now I thought he was just going to sit here and farm on this IS-3. I think at the moment he's like, okay, yeah, it's game over. I'm on 3.3k damage. I'm just going to go and farm a little bit of damage, which is nothing wrong. I think I think he has thought that it is game over, because no one would think that this would ever be a win. So you can see he's still looking around for the other tanks. That he does now spot the J Panther 2, does manage to clear him, and now he's on 3 kills, 3.6k damage with just 2 tanks left alive. Now he could go and he could cap C, but I think again I just think he thinks it's game over. So he's just going to wait for the VK168. The thing is, the VK168 isn't spotted. However, he is spotted because of the IS-3 was spotting him. So he does manage to get out of there just in time before the VK168 came around the corner. So if he can clear this guy, I mean, the time is running out. I mean, a minute and a half left. It's a massive ask. Even if he can get a draw at this point, I think he's had a really good game and he's played it really well, and especially if he does manage to stay alive. But he's not looking for that draw. He's looking to stay here, and he's looking at farming this 168, even with a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. He does get a nice roll there, and if he can get a miss now from this VK168, then anything can actually happen. He's sitting here, he is hull down, but I don't think the hull is that strong on this tank, especially when you're up against a 168. The 168 misses his shot, which he is now able to take him out. Now the battle is on. He needs to beat the clock. 50 seconds left, and he's up against a full hit point IS-3 that is AFK. Can he do it, or is it just going to be a well-deserved draw at that? Now he only has 7 AP left, so he needs to make sure with this time he needs to aim his shots, and he needs to make sure every single one of these penetrates, because it's now 30 seconds left on the clock and still 1,000 damage to go. Can he do it? The time is running out. This is going to be a hit and miss. This is going to go down to the wire. 20 seconds left, 15 seconds left, still on nearly 600 hit points. He is saying negative because he's thinking he cannot do it. It's going to take 2 more shots now. There's one. If he bounces this next shot, it is a draw, of course, with 2 seconds left. 2 seconds left. He manages to get the kill. How lucky can you get? But nevertheless, a fantastic played battle for him. 6,100 damage, a well-deserved Kolobanov, and a really good game there from Noob2234. Well played. Next up, we have Cheekiest from the Hated Clan. Cheekiest for Breakiest, or however you say his name, and he's driving the Grill. Yeah, the Grill is a good tank. I absolutely love the Grill. It's a good farming tank if you are sniping to get into these kind of positions, and this is exactly what he's going to do. He's just going to sit in a good position. I absolutely love this position because it doesn't really matter if the team go left, or it doesn't really matter if the team go right. You can actually have some shots off, as you can see. Obviously these medium tanks are over ridge lines, over hills, so you can't really get any shots on them guys at the moment. But he's being very patient. He's not looking at running away. He's just looking at staying and just waiting for his team to open up these guys, and being very patient. So there's quite a few tanks spotted now. There's no one spotted to the left side, only to the right side, but he almost had that shot there on that 113. And as you're going to see in a minute, the patience pays off because he is going to start to be able to get a few shots off. There's the M5 Yo. Is he able to get a shot off? Yes, he is, and a very nice roll for his first shot. 703 damage. But there is one medium tank down, and now there's 2 tanks down. So his fast tanks, the tanks that have been spotting for him, are now dead, and now that guy absolutely got ripped apart. So there are still tanks up there. The T95 may hold off for a little while with his armor and his the position that he's in. He is keeping these guys open. So one of his guys is capping the base, which could actually be very crucial. It means that the enemy team are going to have to expose themselves to try and decap this base, which obviously when they come up, they're going to be spotted, and our guy here is going to be there waiting. So the Peugeot is the first to go. He's the lowest hit points, and of course there is a few other tanks here, just like the 113. And because the K91 is the other side, hopefully he does pull these guys around, and our guy Cheekiest of Breaky Breekies 69. Hey, nice name. So he brings this tank around, and as you can see, gets a beautiful shot there into that guy. And now it is a 4 versus 6, so there's still a lot of work to do. Now he's going to start playing very aggressive, and I was thinking, okay, I know he got spotted, but this is very, very brave of him. He gets that nice shot on the T62 there, bringing him down to a 1 shot, but you have to be very careful of the 113. It has great DPM, in fact the highest DPM in tier 10 for heavies, so doesn't want to go to him just yet. He is waiting for his K91 to help him. Finally, the K91 takes care of the T62, so he can now help him try and deal with this guy. But he brings him out, which means the TD behind him does manage to get a shot onto the 113, bringing him now down to a 1 shot. So it's the 3 versus 5 at the minute. The 113 is a 1 shot. He is going to clear him, and the AMX 50B is just sort of behind him. So it's doable, but I mean, there is a lot of hit points still out there, and he's going to get a nice shot there in the VK. The K91 is still alive, and he's actually been very, very effective, especially with capping that base, because it did pull all the tanks back. It pulled the guys out, the Progetto, the T62, and of course the 113 as well, and now the VK. So no one wants to attack the grill. I don't know why. The grill's the juiciest tank out there, but yet no one wants to shoot him. He's up to 5.2k damage now, and it's a 3 versus 4, but he is just about to take out this VK to bring it now down to a 3 versus 3. The AMX, earlier I said the TD behind him. He is the TD. I meant the heavy. Sorry, I just realised what I said there. So the Death Star does take out the K91. That was an unfortunate miss there. He had time, because I mean, he just shot, so I thought he would have just sort of took a bit more time to try and get that shot, but you can see he's just trying to snap his shot and then go into cover again. So it's a 2 versus 3. The AMX 50B is still alive, and he's still taking care of the Yo over there, taking the attention of the Yo. So our guy Cheekiest can try and deal with this Death Star. Gets a beautiful shot there, again behind cover, and he just goes into cover whilst he's on a reload. So really good game so far. 6.7k damage. He doesn't want to mess it up now. He's a potential 1 shot to the Death Star if he gets set alight, but he does manage to clear him, now just leaving 2 tanks left alive. So it's looking more and more better for him. He's on 6.9k damage. If he can go and take out this Yo, now he's actually saying to this guy, like, pretty much just stay there, I'll go and take a shot if I have to, and then you can come up whilst this guy is on a reload. So we haven't actually seen the light tank, this Sheridan, all game. I wonder where he could be. Of course, he's going to be AFK. And again, without both of these battles, without this AFK, these games would have 100% been a loss. So unfortunate miss there on the Yo. That was really unfortunate, but I think at this time, I think they kind of gather that this Sheridan is AFK, and with only sort of a minute and a half left on the clock, they need to be quick in trying to kill these guys. So of course he is going to go for the Yo. At the moment he has the hit points, he doesn't care, he's just going to YOLO into this guy. He's going to drop down, and he is going to get shot, but you know, it's going to, with him dropping down, it is also going to keep his AMX 50B alive as well. So he does take a shot there, and I think he's going to take a second shot, but he is going to be able to clear this guy. Now, the 50B is behind him. I mean, they're very close together. I'm surprised the 50B didn't go and check the AFK, because I mean, the Yo is actually saying he's AFK, but so the grill is actually a really quick tank. So with 1 minute left on the clock, to find out there's a full hit point AFK when you're already on 7,400 damage, this shit never happens to me. And if I'm honest, just like I said, and just like the title says, he is a lucky son of a bitch, because no doubt that these games, both of these games, would have 100% been a loss. Maybe not this one, but I think it would have been a loss if there wasn't the AFK. So he's just going to get a final shot here. I think he's actually going to get one more shot, leave him on 47 hit points. He's trying to go for the ram damage, but he does manage to, he is going to reload before the AMX 50B gets here, and he is going to get the kill. So a really, really good game there, and he ends on 9,300 damage. So well played, guys, but as I said, you are both some lucky son of a bitches, but well played. Nice battles indeed. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.